back to another episode of Todo Tranquilo. I got Dallas for president, running for president next term.
I wish. Not yet, man.
Let loose, man. Let loose. I think we got to take another shot.
Oh, hell no. This ain't drink champs, man.
We going to make it drink champs.
You got a live studio.
We got live studio. Go ahead and put the mic close to your mouth.
That's gonna have to be a thing on the show now, like actually having people here.
Got a live studio
I had rolled
audience.
up too, and I smoked the blunt before.
How you feeling, man? You ever done anything like this?
Yeah, once or twice. Not a lot. It's like probably the third or fourth time.
This is gonna be the best one though.
I'm not taking that shot right now. But I have a shot here for later. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell you we're not gonna get far if I take it right.
All right. All right, man.
Already.
So I met you a couple days ago. So and I know you're pretty much an entrepreneur, but like, what's your like spiel? What do you, when somebody asks you, who's Dallas? What do you tell them?
I've never had anybody ask me that, so I haven't told them anything. But
what would you
say? I would
say?
I'm just a regular dude, man, trying to do cool shit for the arts and the people around me. Like, that's really it. It's not really too much to it.
I mean, I can tell you right now, for what you've done so far, and we'll get more into it, is dope, But, having a place for creators, people to express themselves. I mean, we're literally in a room full of art, man, and it's just crazy. It's definitely a lot of young talent coming out of DMV / Manassas area. What? Tell me about your humble beginnings, because when we first spoke, you told me you were actually from New York. What part of New York were you from? Are you come from?
Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, Flatbush, Brooklyn.
How was it like living back in Flatbush? As a kid, at least.
I can't get over. I just can't get over them in the background. I can't hold you, but I mean, growing up in New York was cool, man. I mean, like, when you there, you used to what you used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it was just, I feel like it was like living anywhere else. You know what I mean? You just adapt to your surroundings. So for me, it was just growing up in Brooklyn. It was rough and shit, but I feel like it's rough kind of everywhere you go, or at least there's rough places everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? So I had a regular beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's, it was me and my mom's, and she held me down always. You know what I mean? My dad was around. He wasn't in the house, but he was around. But I had a pretty good upbringing, raised by a lot of women in my family. Didn't have too many men in my family growing up. But but the women held me down, my mom, my aunts, extended family and whatnot. But I had a great upbringing, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't have what we didn't have, but everything we did have, we were like appreciative for. So, yeah.
I mean, unless you're fully aware, man. Like, I feel like when you're a kid, and let's say you live in poverty, or just you're not living that well. You make the best of what you got, especially.
Yeah, and I never felt like, for real, like, against the people who I went to school with and like other kids in the neighborhood. I felt like I had it better than a lot of people, and I was still broke. You know what I'm saying? So and that's nothing against, anybody else, but my mom always made me feel comfortable, you know what I mean? And I never felt like I was missing anything. I felt like I always had what I needed, and I ain't never want anything. I don't even remember wanting anything that I couldn't, like, eventually get. It might not have been like, oh, you can get it right now, but Christmas I would have got it, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that. So it was never, my wish list. I don't know if it was because I knew we couldn't afford shit, or if I just knew my means, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I wasn't gonna get a car, you know what I'm saying? I knew what I won't gonna get. So I just, I didn't ever want to make my mom feel like she wasn't, you know what I'm saying, giving me what I wanted. So I feel like I never asked for too much.
That's definitely different from, like, a lot of people. I myself, I've seen, I've been aware of the bottom, and then also seen how it is to, like, live a better lifestyle.
Right.
But I feel like, most of the time you don't always get the, you don't always get people that fully understand what's happening when you're not at the top or when your parents aren't at the top. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's dope seeing another perspective where it's like you knew that you didn't have much, but you worked with what you got, and then that love you get from your parents, as long as they love you, man, it's enough sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And it doesn't even matter whether you got this, whether you got that. For example, like whether you get the new Jordans or not, it don't matter to you because
Yeah,
it's
I
like
was never into sneakers or fashion or anything like that. I think even if I had bread, I was never the type to like buy shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I would rather. I don't know what I would have done with money like that as a kid, but I know now, like even now, I don't buy a bunch of fancy shit.
you
Like,
better than I am, man.
but I mean, to each his own. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Nah,
I don't know if it's because I never had it, but I mean, I had J's and shit growing up,
Yeah.
but it was always like it was a big deal. Like, it wasn't no, like, oh, I got a pair of Jordans. But like now, I don't. My butters, that's all I need. My butters, some couple sneakers to make it through the summer. Like I'm super low key.
I feel that,
I don't do
man.
too much.
Yeah, I guess that's a little different from me. I don't know. When I was a kid, obviously I couldn't afford none of that shit. My mom couldn't afford it, so it's like even when Christmas came around, I didn't get none of that shit. So it's just like
I used to get hit shit like Hess trucks. Like my mom every Christmas for a few years. It wasn't like every Christmas, but it was a good stretch. Maybe like 3-4 years, something like that. She would get me a Hess truck. I don't know if y'all familiar with Hess trucks. Like,
is
might
it
be
like
a
the
little too
off
young.
brand like little
Nah,
tykes type shit?
Nah, they were like Hess is like a gas station, like a automobile company, and they used to make these Christmas. Every year they would make these Christmas, like it was like a Christmas collection that they would put out every year. It was like a truck, like a toy truck, but it would have like a bunch of cool shit on it. Like it'll be like a trailer and like out the back an ATV, and then like a motorcycle that would come out the side, and like they were all like little toys or whatever. But she would get me one of those like every Christmas, and like that was the toy I was like looking forward to every year. And they still sell them now, but I think if I kept the ones that I had back then, they'd probably be worth
A bunch of money.
yeah,
Man, those vintage toys and shit like that. Even clothes,
Pokemon
man.
cards and shit like that. Like
Bro, t-shirts from back in the day now will cost
band
like big
tees.
bread.
Yeah, because you can't get them no more. Like when artists used to tour and shit, like the only time they printed those shirts was for those dates.
For the tours,
so like
yeah.
you would never see it printed again. Even though they weren't coming from big companies, they were still valuable because you just couldn't get that
No, that's facts.
article no more. So, but yeah,
When did you move from Flatbush to Virginia?
in like 2005.
How was the move for you? Like, was it like the typical like, damn, like I'm not even trying to move out there?
Nah, I mean, I had my grandparents moved out of Brooklyn to Virginia when I was young, so I was always coming back and forth to Virginia. So
So
when
you
we
kind of
moved
had
out
like an
here-
established.
Northern Virginia was different. I grew up coming to like Southern Virginia, like Hampton 757. So when my mom was like we was moving to Alexandria, I was just like, all right, that's that. Like, I mean, I didn't care. Like, I knew the idea was that we're moving somewhere better. You know what I mean? But I just moved. Like,
That's
it was
great,
cool.
but
It wasn't. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I thought it was dope because it felt like we were moving up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I missed it though for sure.
Isn't it kind of crazy? Like, your parents moved over here for, kind of a better quality of life. And then now, anywhere in New York, man, it's mad expensive. Even some of the places where it's not so good, it's still mad expensive.
Yeah.
And like, people go out their way to move out to New York now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to do in New York than there is here. You know what I mean? But the housing market is fucked up. Though. It's expensive. It's really expensive. I had a friend that lived in Lower Manhattan, and she was paying like $5,000 for a one bedroom. That was like 1,100 square feet, if that. It was a very small for the price. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but there's people who can afford it.
Yeah,
know?
you know what's crazy is I would have loved to fucking live in New York. Even now. Like, that's like low key kind of a
I
not
mean,
a-
it's different now.
not a dream, but it's just like
Now you can move to like Brooklyn is not like it was when I was growing up.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but if you can afford it, it's definitely a dope spot. It's a dope spot to live. But the gentrification is crazy now too, though, which makes it
Oh,
safer for somebody who don't care
it
about
does.
what it used to be. You know what I mean? Like for somebody just moving there who never lived there before, they'll probably move out there and think it's the best
Yeah.
place ever because of how they cleaned it up. But
I don't want to talk too much about gentrification, but I will say this: I feel like even though technically, like, it's a good thing, I feel like it has its cons. Like you lose a lot of culture in
I mean,
specific areas.
and that's what I would say too, because I remember recently it was probably last year. I went to New York, and I would always go from my grandma's house to my aunt's house, which were like 4 or 5 blocks apart. But I remember one day specifically, I was driving to my aunt's house from my grandma's house, and I drove past her house by 2 blocks because I just didn't recognize
The area,
like where I was at. Like whole buildings that used to be in one spot were gone. You know what I'm saying? Like just completely gone and replaced by like a nice, apartment building or whatever. And I was like, damn, it's crazy because like if I ever had kids and wanted to bring them back to my hood, like my hood is not my hood
It's
no
yeah.
more. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember specifically when I got to her house, I looked up and there was a building right where I had parked at. And in the building, there was 2 white people standing in the window of the apartment that they had just bought. And it was like they were looking at the town like a fish tank almost. You know what I mean? Like literally with their
Yeah.
hands on the glass, like looking at what did we, you know what I'm saying? Analyzing
Yeah.
what they just moved into type shit. And it was like, it was a weird feeling, you know what I mean? Cause like, damn, like the memories I have of this block are disappearing with their arrival. And nothing against them, they just moving in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it was just that dynamic was weird. Like looking up at them, look through the glass at us. I almost felt like a subject in some sort of experiment. I don't know if that sounds
You
weird,
felt
but
you.
like
It's
I feel
because
like I was being looked at as opposed to being seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally looking at me as like a specimen of the environment that they knew that they weren't necessarily not supposed to be, but like where they would have ended up had they not
Yeah. The crazy thing
come at
is
that
that's
time. You know
that's
what I mean?
actually a good way to put certain situations, like being, people of color. I feel like people that aren't of color, Caucasians, just sometimes when they look at you, it's not like they're looking at you. It's like they're observing you.
Right.
And I feel like that's, whenever you talk about race and stuff, like that's something a person that's not a person of color will never understand. Sometimes it
Facts.
feels like you're being observed by other people.
Facts. That's exactly how it felt. That's exactly how it felt. It felt like they were like, "Oh, look at them. They drive cars too." Like, and almost
Yeah.
being surprised that like we just
Like
just
that you
being
were
normal.
even there. And it's like little do they know you grew up there. And that's what I meant. Like I think that's the bad part about gentrification, cuz like I get it, you want to make these places better, less crime, things like that, but I feel like when you do go through these places that have been gentrified, you lose so much culture from these specific areas. Like like you said, New York, there's so many memories you have, and now with that building being there that's no longer there, it's like all those memories kind of don't even exist anymore because that
Yeah.
place doesn't even exist.
That's facts.
And that, gentrification has its cons and its pros, man. But I feel like sometimes,
I mean, for the people who can weather it, it works out. But what they're doing in my neighborhood specifically is they're just throwing money at these old owners of these houses who money that they've never seen in their life. You
Yeah.
go tell some old, Trinidadian dude who's been living in the same building for 50 years, like, yo, I'll give you $1 million if you move tomorrow. And they're like, yo, word, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And they all do. Like like literally right now on my block, my aunt's house looks like the old man's house from Up. Like,
Like,
it's just her
in the middle of
house.
the city type
It's
shit.
just her house and then high rise apartment buildings on either side. You know what I mean? And like, but what I think, people should do out there is like get the person in the family that did go to college or whoever, get their good credit. Whoever got the good credit, go get you a business loan, the development loan, and take a loan on your own property and build your own apartment building right there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of selling that junk to some person, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go all Kanye and shit, but instead of selling your shit to a certain people, you know what I'm saying? Keep it yourself,
Yeah.
and develop on your own land. Like My aunt's house, like it sits on a street that happens to open to two different blocks. So like you could put a house there with 12 units on either side and eat. You know what I'm saying? And
bro.
start like legacy wealth
Generating,
type shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, but what they want you to do is take that 2 million and move, and then they'll put units in there that they selling for crazy amounts of money. You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? They making 2 million off 2 or 3 of them apartments. You know what I'm saying? On some wild shit. But that's what I
That's
would tell people
yeah.
to do. But they don't have anybody to teach them that. You
I
know.
think I think life just moves so fast, man, and it's like you lose sight of it all. Like, bro, like I would like to think that I'd make good decisions if like tomorrow I won $1 million, you know. But sometimes,
Most people going buy gold chains and watches with that shit
yeah,
because they don't know what to do with that money. You know what I mean? Like they just don't. They don't know. They wouldn't know what to do. Like even with buying a house, they might have good intentions. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy my mama a house. Then they go pay half of that on a house, and then they
yeah,
out back already for real, for real. You know what I mean? And that house gonna eat that shit up in a few years.
yeah. The crazy thing is most people that like win the lottery, they end up broke within that same year.
Yeah, because you got mad bread and you've been broke for so long. Like you just gonna shit it off. You know what I mean? And there's not a
Yeah,
lot of things that like you want your shit now. Like all the things that make money take time. Like most people, they not gonna invest their shit. They not about to take the $1 million they just got and put half of it on some CD account to generate more money. They want to spend it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, but you know, people need financial literacy, and we need more of that in like not just schools, but in like the community in general. Because there's older people who can still be saved. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Who make decent money, who just don't know
How to move
how
it?
to move it. You know how to make it work for them. So if we had more of that, and that's something that we're gonna be doing here at the Haven and Timeless, is like making having financial literacy courses and speakers and people coming in who could teach crypto and then how to save money and how to invest in like fractional stocks and shit like that so people can make their money work for them. But you
Dropping
know,
knowledge on them.
I mean, just trying to give people something to use, you know what I mean? Something to help. You know,
Give them a
there's not
tool.
enough of that. Exactly.
Nah, there isn't, man. That's why I said like it's just, and I didn't even know about that. Like I said, it's just like the fact that you got a space where, like I said, people we want to create something. I mean, for example, me right now, like doing the podcast here, like it's dope. The fact that you have this space available, people can come here and create. I mean, literally, we got the studio to the left of us, and then the entire rest of the place is just filled with art, man, and it's just wild. And I mean, that alone, man, you're doing something nobody has done. I think here in Manassas, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And and you know, a lot of people say that, and that's cool. I have no like real connections to Manassas. You know what I mean? It was just kind of happenstance that it happened here. Um, but since we are here, you know what I mean? I think it's dope that we can bring something that, from what people are telling me, has never been done here before. You know what I mean? Like, but everybody, you know, LA has shit, New York has shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Richmond has shit. Like even some of the bigger DC has shit. So it's like, why not bring something to a
A
space that
smaller
don't
city.
have nothing? You know what I mean? Yeah, like. And Manassas is growing, and they're putting a lot of focus into the arts, into culture and shit like that. So leaning into it here was kind of
Yeah, I've noticed. Like, I don't know if I mean, you said you came here like in 2000. What was it?
13.
2013. I mean, even at 2013, man, like Old Town Manassas wasn't doing festivals. They weren't doing nothing culture wise. Like I drive through Old Town Manassas all the time with my parents, bro. It would never be filled. Like it was a dead spot. You
Look at
grew
it
up.
now. Look at it now.
People come here to the bars now, bro. We got festivals now, and it's nice to see a city grow to better things.
It's salute to the leadership because whoever, and I'll be honest, I know the mayor, but I don't know many people in like city council and all that. But whoever's there, at least they're willing to allow that stuff to happen. Like with the first Fridays of the drinking and like
Yeah.
being able to drink and walk through the bars with your between bars with your alcohol and shutting the streets down. Like that was all cool.
Well, it's like simple shit can go a long way, man. And
But I think they need to do more though. Like it's fun, it's cool to be able to come out and party, but it's like I just feel like we need more incentives and initiatives that like kind of like like First Fridays, for instance, it don't
Yeah.
give you much. It's like you can drink, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, what is that really? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we could do some First Sunday stuff where it's like more purposeful or something more geared towards like,
Geared to learning.
yeah,
Or
learning or you know something more than just alcohol. You know what I mean?
I get
Like,
that.
how can we leverage the different restaurants, bars, and all that stuff, and bring something meaningful to the community? You know what I mean? And they do that a lot. You know, the farmers markets and stuff for small businesses. But I think a lot more educational stuff can be done in terms of like just giving the public tools that they can use to help, you know, better themselves, make more money, things like that. Oh, look at this. We got a guest appearance from my dog Eden. She can go out. It's okay, man. Shout out to my
Nicho.
man Nicho over here. DJ Benny. Eden, get out. Go. Go. Why is it so quiet out there?
It got hella quiet quick.
It got real quiet. All right.
Nah, man, I love it here, man. You see how quiet it sounds now,
Yeah, it's crazy.
and like
It's
all you
making
can
me
hear is your
nervous.
voice now.
I don't like it. I don't like
We
it
got to
at
get the
all.
audience back in here. Nah, but it's crazy that you have those thoughts, man. Because, like I said, the fact that you're even thinking about all this stuff, it sets you apart from the normal people. You know, where it's just like nobody's thinking about any of this.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Nah, yeah, man, I appreciate that. I just be winging it for real. Everybody think I have like this
Grand
thing.
scheme.
I mean, I do have a plan that I won't disclose here, but for the most part, you know, day by day. You know what I mean? Day by day. Which I think is best for me because most of this investment has been just like me and Jose, my other partner, and he's given me a lot of freedom to kind of, you know, steer the ship, as you know, for lack of a better term. But and with that, we haven't had a lot of outside opinion, not outside opinions, but opinions. Period. Like there hasn't been a lot of cooks in the kitchen. So now that we're partnered with Timeless, and you know, we're kind of changing, you know, kind of everything about how we operate. It's been better for me to take that kind of wing it kind of approach.
Okay.
Because you know, it allows them to bring their ideas to the table without too much pushback from my side. As opposed to if it was the other way around, I would be more so relying on them to
Push
to-
ideas for
right,
you.
right. Whereas like I don't feel defensive. You know what I mean? Like I love the idea that you know we've gotten to the point of you know working together and just having multiple ideas and brains around who can lend their opinions to the future of what we're doing here. So I love that. And taking a kind of I won't say careless.
Not care. I know what you
Not
mean.
careless, but a free spirited approach to business and ideas and everything. I think has allowed us to grow in an organic way together and get to know each other in a way that's healthy for the future. So it's been cool.
No, that's awesome, man. Well, if you want, we could go ahead and take a nice little break right now
Oh yeah,
and get back into it. And we're back from the break. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
You want to do the second shot? Well, we took a first shot off camera.
Yeah, make sure I get my credit for the first shot too. Yeah, we can take that now. Ready? These baby shots.
Hell yeah. I have to do baby shots or else I can't do the podcast.
Whoa.
That makes it easier, though. It's smooth. One thing I did want to get into, man, is how Haven's Art VA came about?
Um. Oh, that's it. That's the question.
I was like, was
Um.
now was like Haven's Art first and then Timeless came after, or
No.
was it
No.
like
No.
at the
No.
same time?
Um. I mean, there was a lot before the Haven. I mean, I originally started selling art under the company I started. It was just me by myself, called Gallery 155. Um, and then, long story short, me and Jose and another partner got together after some coercion to get me into a brick and mortar spot. Um, and yeah, so that's when we started Gallery 66. Um, and then we we had another partner who we no longer work with, and kind of cleaning the slate. We
Okay,
wanted to change the name again, and that's when
kind of starting over,
yeah,
starting
like
from
a starting
scratch.
a new type shit. Yeah, and that's when my one of my present business past business partners, Alex. Shout out to Alex. He came up with the name The Haven, um, and yeah, we kind of rolled with that.
It's a dope name too, man. Like,
Well, it was fitting. He didn't just come up with the name. He came up with the name, but it was also fitting of what we were becoming at the time. When we were Gallery 66, we we had become a spot, a safe place for not just artists, but for people to just come and be themselves.
yeah,
And he was big into or is big into EDM and like big concerts and shit. And apparently at one of the concerts he went to, what they called like the break area, where you can like chill and kind of take a break from all the jumping around and shrooms and acid, was the Haven. And it was kind of fitting because that's what, Haven means safe place,
yeah,
refuge, whatever. That's kind of what we felt like we were, to people and artists. Was like a safe place for you to just be yourself, for you to create, judgment free zone for people to just vibe, listen to music, make music, see art, make art. So it was just fitting. So yeah, that's how the name came about. But Timeless was their own company. You would It would have been a better question for Nietzsche.
yeah. No, definitely.
But what I do know of them is that they're just made up of a bunch of
Yeah,
solid, hard
like
dudes.
a collective.
And yeah,
How'd
so
you link up with them though? Was it like a mutual friend that y'all had, or
I don't remember how Migo got to the Haven, but somehow he did, and back in early 2021, almost 2020, and from there we just kept we just developed a friendship, a business relationship, and we had always talked about doing something, but we never did. And then when the time was right, we made it happen. But yeah, Migo was the nucleus to kind of all of that. What that relationship was, I should say. But that's how I met them, and I met Brandon, and
and all of them? Yeah.
obviously Benny because he's Migo's brother. So yeah,
And I mean, so this probably isn't gonna come out after the party, but it's just you guys you're like doing these events for artists, music artists, and specifically or singers and stuff like that, and that's was that something that you knew you wanted to get into, or was that also something where it's just like it was talked about once Timeless came into the picture and it's like,
no. So I've always been, even before we partnered, we had a studio as a part of the Haven. I've always been into music, always made music, but my background is in actually music management and entertainment. So that was always in the cards. It was always in the cards to do something for artists.
music related?
Yeah, not just music related, but something for up and coming like artists. That wasn't really a part of the present business model. We knew we wanted to have artists and and do things around music with up and coming artists, but we didn't really have it in the business model to do kind of what we're actually doing now with like artist development and things like that. Timeless what they were doing or what they brought to the table was having a recording studio, which I always had, but we never had anybody to actually like manage it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I knew what went into running the studio, I didn't want to half-ass it by attempting to do it myself as some part-time shit. So I always wanted someone to run it, you know. And that's kind of how me and Migo started business. Where it was conversations about him helping with my studio.
With the studio
But at
aspect
the
of things.
time, I didn't realize how much he was involved with his own studio. So it made sense,
Mm-hmm.
now why he didn't jump on it at the time. So I was like, come on, bro. Like, I got the whole studio right here. Like, you can just do it. And, we couldn't make sense of it back then. But now that we're here now, I can see why, he didn't. But it's still dope that it kind of came full circle with us working together now. And speaking of artists that we work for, I have or work with. I have one in the room now in our single person live studio audience. That's Jewel. She's a new artist we're working with. Slash, uh, what's the word? We're trying to see how down she gonna be with the team and everything. We're trying to make sure she fit in and that it's beyond music. Cause here we're trying to build like a family and like a real unit and make sure that not only we working with each other, but we're working towards the same goals, the same
Mm-hmm.
morals, you know what I'm saying, same principles and all that, and making sure that we can mesh for the long term. And recently we started working with Jewel after we met at an open mic. And it's been dope seeing just her, how can I say it? I won't say seeing her growth because it's only been like a few weeks, but just seeing her willingness to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like that's been the coolest part because for me, like I said before, it was always just kind of me and Jose. Like, so we always wanted to build a team and facilitate building a big unit that can do dope shit, but it hadn't happened. And now that it's happening, like, it's cool to see that we can provide an opportunity to be a part of something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and it's dope to see that people are actually looking at what we did in the past and what we're doing now and feel like I'll try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll see what's up. So shout out to Jewel for being our first artist in development and record labels and stuff like that. All things that we've been talking about doing. But for now, we're looking to really build around her and see what we could do in terms of producing some like really dope, talented content and artists. So yeah,
Nah, man. I
that's
mean,
how
I
it
fuck with the
is.
vision, bro. Like, it's the fact that like you said, like you're trying to build something where people can maybe if they're looking to pursue something in a specific genre, maybe you would be able to be the person, or this would be the place where it's like, hey, maybe I could start here,
Mm,
get kind of like solid ground, get a foundation
right.
going, and with the artist, maybe you're gonna be managing slash helping out with everything. I feel like that's definitely gonna gear you, Haven, Timeless, and definitely in the right direction to see how you want to handle maybe future artists, where
Right.
it's like
I
you said
mean,
with like a record label and things
like I
like
said,
that.
I like the organic, like, team building aspect of the whole thing. So I don't want to grow too fast because I
Hmm.
like that it's all like genuine and homegrown. Like I don't want to excuse me, that damn shot.
It's all good, man. It happens.
Ooh, excuse me. I don't want to I don't want to grow too fast, and then like I said, I know what it takes to manage an artist, and it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's why I don't even necessarily want to even speak on getting into artist management
Hmm.
because we're so busy with so many other things. And the first thing an artist does when they don't get the attention they feel like, or the first thing they do when they see you doing anything that's not involving them, is point out, see how you're not giving me the attention I
Yeah,
deserve, and they're right a lot of times, and I know taking on something like that right now just wouldn't be feasible for me
it wouldn't be the right move.
because I know what I want to offer and what I want to provide for an artist, and like right now with being the captain of such a big ass ship, that's a lot. But I do think we can do a lot for artists, in terms of artist development and giving them the type of content and quality sound that they can use to, take shop their stuff and put their music out there. I do think we're capable of that. So that's what we're working towards as far as the music goes. I mean, Timeless, the studio is running like a well greased machine
bro.
already, and
Yeah.
it's only been a few weeks. So I think everybody's interested in doing more
Hmm.
in terms of music, but we'll see. We have the show coming up. I think we can curate a lot of dope events that put on for artists in ways that, you know, um, where they get some of the same benefits of if we were kind of managing them,
Yeah.
giving them a platform or helping to find a platform for them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in
Well,
terms of
last time I
yeah,
was here, like what, 2 days, a day ago,
yeah.
day,
Yesterday I think, or
yeah,
2 days ago,
2 days ago.
Wednesday. Yeah,
I saw it firsthand, man. Just everybody kind of like, with like I didn't even know you were, after I left, that's probably when you guys kind of just kicked it, and then you filmed that
oh, the
that promo
commercial.
video, yeah, that prom, and it was crazy because I showed it to my girl and I was like, yo, the crazy thing is like I literally saw that come into
Start.
fruition. Like you had came in with the little blow up thing and you were like, yo, we could do this and we could do this, and then just having everybody else kind of like, everybody brings something to the table, everybody's creative, everybody brings ideas, and it was incredibly dope just seeing it firsthand.
Yeah, and I think that's where having a good team comes in, or at least and I'll be transparent. It's like we're working towards becoming a good team.
Hmm.
We're all good individuals. We're great at everybody's great at what they do. Like shout out to my man Legit who just walked in. He's the one who filmed that commercial. Um, but it's like everybody has their talent. We're just trying to master working as a unit and figuring out how best to utilize all of them in a smart, cohesive way. And the beauty of it all, I think, for us is that we don't butt heads. Like we all have opinions. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everybody has their own ideas and shit. But it's like we've I don't even think we never even talked about it really. But like
Yeah.
we've all done a good job at like compromising, I think, when it comes to our ideas and just naturally we kind of naturally find a way to work together. And I think we have enough respect for each other that even when we disagree within ourselves, we find a common ground there and kind of figure out what works to
Yeah.
just make it work. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's like trying to have like a dick measuring contest. You know what I mean? Like we just we
Whose
try to.
idea is better type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I think everybody has that innately, like just in them. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because you good at what you do.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know
at
what I
the end of
mean?
the day, man, we're all human. It's a normal human uh, feeling, I guess, that you can have, where it's just like, yo, I know, and I think it's part of also kind of like I know what I can bring to the table, and what I'm bringing to the table is good, but
But ego fuck a lot of shit up though. You
it
know what I
does.
mean? Like not necessarily because you might make not because you might make be rash or do anything crazy, but sometimes you might harbor ideas because you don't even want to give anybody else the credit. You know what I mean? Like so the fact that we could put together a team who don't care about any of that, you know what I mean, and just work towards being willing to work to try to get to a point of working towards a common goal to me is just as good as being there already because
Yeah,
it's like you got to have that willingness to try to get to that point, you know what I mean? And I
it's
think
very true.
with the team that we're building and the people we have around, we've showed that we're all willing to do at least that. And like right now we're just trying to iron out the kinks and shit, and I think we've been doing a good job so far.
I know 100%, man. Like I said, just seeing it firsthand, man. Everybody like it wasn't even forced, bro. Like you had brought up an idea and you were like, we could do this.
Hmm.
It wasn't anything like y'all didn't sit around and be like, what can we do? Like it happened. And then I can imagine what probably happened after the fact I left. It was just like you said, I think everybody has good ideas, and you guys, all of y'all have like a good, I don't know, it's like you guys automatically kind of set boundaries without setting boundaries, if that makes sense, where it's like nobody's gonna butt heads because there's no point to type thing.
I mean, I think it's also just having a common goal, you know what I mean? Just wanting to to be better than you were yesterday, you know what I mean? Like because for now that we have this brick and mortar spot in the heart of our city, like a lot of eyes are on us, whether people saying so, like people are watching, you know what I mean? That pressure's there to like make sure that for that silent audience that we showing them like, look, you could do this too. Or like we really working, you know what I'm saying? We make it look fun, you know what I mean? Like we do dope shit. But it's like it's work. You know, we planning these two events tomorrow. The Nightmare Fantasy at Girani, and then the after party here. And like, yeah, there are parties and there are shows, but it takes a lot of
It,
organization.
yeah.
Like,
There's a
so
lot of moving pieces.
there's a lot of moving pieces, and there's a lot of personalities too that you got to manage. You know, to make sure everything is meshing and working right. You know what I mean? Because you can have a bunch of people and still not get anything done.
hundred
You know what I
percent.
mean? So like the fact that we're able to have so many different talented folks and get shit done, like you said, you saw how organic that commercial
Yeah.
came about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even for us, it evolved. Like at one point, we were about to just do a quick joint on the phone. Next thing
Yeah.
you know, it's like, yo, we got cameras. Like,
Yeah.
let's bring in the cameras, and like that shit all kind of happened in like what, an hour. You know, next thing you know, it's in post production already, and then within 2 hours, the sound is getting done. And like, yeah, it was only a minute, a minute of content, but it was a minute of content that over the last 14, 24 hours has been generating a lot
Yeah.
of buzz and talk about the event. So it's dope that, you know, one, we have the talent, but we also have the place to do it. Like we
Yeah.
have all these different sets. Like you were just here yesterday. You
Yeah.
recorded or day before, and you was recording in a whole nother room. You could
Yeah.
tell people you was in a whole nother state, and they'd believe you because we're able to. It's so modular. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a
Like this gonna be a lounge tomorrow. Like it's a
yeah.
set right now, but it'll be a lounge tomorrow. And then next week, you know, off camera, we got the microphone where it's gonna be a sound stage, yo. So it's just dope what we're providing and what we're able to do, and as we hone in, it's just gonna get even crazier.
And man, I'm just excited that I was able to meet you. Excited to meet a lot of great people, through meeting you. Like you would have told like the crazy thing is like, all I did is just send a DM
Facts.
and the DM alone stemmed into something else, and it's just like it's dope to where one small thing could take you, right? And witnessing this, being able to know that I'm going to be able to witness the growth of Haven or Timeless, and it's just it. Honestly, it makes me feel happy the fact that I did connect with you, and at the end of the day, man, it's amazing.
I
And
appreciate that, man. We feel the same way. You know what I mean? At least I know I do. Excuse me, but it's dope to be able to provide a space like that, you know, for creatives, and we're just gonna keep doing it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that's all it really is too, is to keep doing it. As cliche as it sounds, but we look forward to it. And we have a lot of plans. Like we have a lot of things that we talk about doing that we wrote down that we haven't even touched yet. You know what I mean? So from watching the studio grow to seeing what our artists like Jewel do, to see how Brandon continues to expand on his team with what he's doing with the videography stuff, and
yeah,
like Migo putting together more and more events. Like the future's looking real busy and bright. You know what I mean? So I welcome it all. I look forward to it all, man. And I
love to hear,
appreciate
man.
platforms like this. I look forward to all of us doing more stuff like this because I think we do have something that's worth being seen and heard. And we've all been at it for a while now, kind of under the radar. And I think
Yeah,
now is our time
show the
to
world,
really
man.
jump
Show the
onto the
people.
scene. So we'll see, man.
Listen, if
Thank
if a
you.
regular guy like me sees a whole bunch of talent, I know everybody else will, man.
Facts.
Because
We can hope. We can hope. It's a lot of people watching and sleeping, but we want them to continue to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely going to be something to see, and we got a lot of stuff down the pipe that we're working on that I think are going to make the city really excited. So
I'm
they'll
excited
come
to see it,
around.
man.
They'll come around.
Well,
And to those who have been supporting us, thank you. You know what I'm saying? We work hard. Even though we make it look.
easy.
I won't say. I don't even know if it looks easy. I know it looks fun though.
It
It
does
definitely
look.
looks
I'll say
fun.
that it looks
Definitely looks fun.
hella fun.
It looks fun, but it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of long hours. Like most of my partners have kids. I don't have any kids, but we all work. You know what I mean? And we all have lives outside of this. So I'm just grateful for everybody who contributes to it. And I just look forward to seeing what we're able to do. You know?
Well, Dallas, all I can say, man, is thanks for being on my show, on my
Yeah,
podcast.
man.
I appreciate you.
having me. What, a shot for the road?
Shot
I'm
for the
down
road, man.
that.
Let's
Nah,
do it.
Nah, I'm about to be off camera. I can do one more. Boom. Oh, he made it a little bigger too.
Just a
The
little bit.
off camera shit a little bigger. We still gotta. Oh, and before we go, oh, this coming out after the show, huh? Damn, never mind. I was gonna do a plug for the jump tomorrow, but
What's today? Friday, right? Oh, and the party's tomorrow.
yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, we can.
It's all good. Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Salud. Thank you for having me.
Shout out to Haven's Art, Timeless. And with that,
Ooh,
we're out.
And we out.